Why your dog sleeps next to you. The science will blow your mind. It's 2 a.m. Your dog has their own bed somewhere in this house, maybe two. And yet, here they are, circling the mattress, wedging themselves against your legs, claiming 80% of the space like they own the place. Most people think it's about warmth, maybe habit, maybe their dog is just a little needy. But the neuroscience tells a completely different story. What your dog does every single night is one of the most sophisticated expressions of trust, attachment, and evolutionary biology between any two species on Earth, and almost no one realizes it. Let's tackle the warmth theory first, because honestly, it sounds reasonable. Dogs get cold, you're warm. Case closed, right? Except your dog has sunny spots, radiators, a couch, and probably a pile of your laundry on the floor. If warmth was the goal, they have options. So why do they keep choosing you? Because sleep is the most vulnerable state any living creature can enter. Every instinct your dog inherited from thousands of years of predator-prey survival is screaming at them to find somewhere hidden and protected when they're unconscious. And instead, they walk past every quiet corner in your home and curl up next to a human 15 times their size. That's not about temperature. That's something much deeper. Researchers at Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest took the same attachment test psychologists use to study human infants, Ainsworth's strange situation, and applied it to dogs. The findings were remarkable. Dogs form attachment bonds with their owners that are functionally identical to the bond a baby forms with its mother. The same proximity seeking, the same distress when separated, the same relief when reunited. 61% of dogs tested were classified as securely attached, almost exactly the same proportion as human toddlers. When your dog chooses to sleep beside you, they're performing the single most fundamental behavior in attachment psychology, seeking closeness to their safe person at the moment of maximum vulnerability. They're not being clingy. They're telling you you're the safest thing in their world. But here's where it gets really fascinating, because this isn't just psychology, it's chemistry. In 2015, researchers at Asabu University in Japan published a study in Science, one of the most prestigious journals on the planet. They measured oxytocin levels in 30 dog owner pairs during interaction. Oxytocin is the neurochemical your brain releases when you feel genuinely bonded to someone, the same molecule that floods a new mother's brain when she holds her baby for the first time.
What they found was extraordinary. When a dog gazes at their owner and the owner gazes back, both of them experience a simultaneous oxytocin surge across species. The dog's levels rise, the owner's levels rise, which makes the dog want to keep gazing, which releases more oxytocin, which deepens the bond, which makes the owner gaze back. It's a self-reinforcing neurochemical loop, and no other animal on Earth shares it with humans. They tested the same interaction with wolves raised by humans. The loop didn't activate at all. This wasn't a coincidence. It co-evolved specifically between dogs and humans across thousands of years of living side by side. And physical contact amplifies it. Just 10 minutes of petting your dog produces measurable drops in cortisol, the stress hormone, in both of you. Now imagine what happens over 8 hours of sleeping pressed together. So when did dogs and humans actually start sleeping next to each other? Basically from the very beginning. Dogs are the only animal domesticated before agriculture, before farming, before cities, before writing. Around 15,000 years ago, the friendliest wolves began approaching human camps. The ones least likely to flee survived better, passed on those traits, and generation by generation, they became something new entirely. In Germany, archaeologists uncovered a burial site from 14,000 years ago, 2 humans interred together, with 2 dogs beside them. But one detail changes everything. One of those dogs had survived canine distemper, a disease that kills within 3 months. Someone had nursed that dog through weeks of illness, 14,000 years before veterinary medicine existed. These weren't tools, they were family. And geneticists have since confirmed what that burial suggested. Domestic dogs carry unique genetic insertions on chromosome 6, a region directly associated with extreme friendliness and human contact seeking. Wolves don't have them. Dogs were literally shaped at a genetic level to want to be near us. Your dog climbing into bed isn't unusual behavior. It's the result of 15,000 years of selection. Now here's a study that almost nobody talks about because the finding seems impossible at first glance. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic tracked the sleep quality of 40 adults and their dogs over 7 nights, using clinical-grade sleep trackers on both. The result? Dogs objectively disrupted human sleep. The movement, the repositioning, the 3 a.m. stretch that takes out your ankle, the data was measurably worse. And yet, almost every single participant reported feeling more comfortable, more secure, and more rested when their dog was in the room.
How? A researcher at Canisius College surveyed nearly 1,000 women and found that dogs were rated as less disruptive than human partners and more comforting, more consistent. Her follow-up study found the reason. Owners were briefly waking every time the dog moved, but almost never remembered it by morning. The physical disruptions were real, but the felt sense of safety was stronger than all of it. And this gets at something profound. The psychological benefit of sleeping beside a trusted presence, something warm and breathing that your nervous system recognizes as safe, may matter more to restorative sleep than perfect darkness and silence. We spent the vast majority of human history sleeping in groups. The isolated solo bedroom is the historical exception, not the rule. Maybe your dog isn't disrupting your sleep. Maybe they're restoring something far older than sleep hygiene. A 2024 study out of the University of Jyväskylä in Finland monitored heart rate variability in 30 dog owner pairs across 6 conditions. HRV is one of the best measures of how your autonomic nervous system is functioning. High HRV means you're calm and regulated. Low HRV means your stress response is activated. What they found? Across every condition, dogs and their owners showed correlated HRV patterns. Their nervous systems moved together. When the owner was calm, the dog was calm. When the owner was stressed, the dog's autonomic state shifted in response, and the effect was strongest during rest. They tested the same thing with dogs and unfamiliar humans. No synchronization at all. This only happens within bonded pairs. What that means is that sleeping beside your dog isn't just psychological comfort. It's a neurological event. 2 nervous systems from 2 different species co-regulating each other through the night. Now, one final thing, and this might actually be the most important part. If your dog has slept beside you for months or years, and one day they just stop, don't brush it off. Dogs are creatures of habit. When a deeply established behavior disappears, there's always a reason. Sometimes it's environmental. A new pet, a new person, a shift in your routine. Dogs are exquisitely sensitive to changes in their world, and things that feel minor to you can feel seismic to them. But sometimes it's physical. Veterinary researchers have found that changes in sleep location are among the earliest behavioral signs of pain, appearing before limping, stiffness, or any obvious symptom. A dog who stops jumping onto the bed might not have decided they prefer the floor. They might be hurting. And in older dogs, disrupted sleep patterns are a hallmark symptom of canine cognitive dysfunction, the dog equivalent of dementia. It affects an estimated 35% of dogs over 8 years old. Your dog doesn't have language. Behavior is the only way they can tell you something is wrong. So if the nightly ritual changes, pay attention. So the next time you wake up at 3 a.m. with 6 inches of mattress and 80 pounds of dog against your legs, remember what's actually happening. Your dog walked past the couch, past the warm spot by the radiator, past every other option in the house, and chose you. Because 15,000 years of evolution, a neurochemical bond no other species shares with us, and an attachment system that mirrors the love between a parent and child, all point to the same thing. Sleeping beside you is the safest place in their world, and the science suggests it might be doing something for you too. If this changed how you see your dog, subscribe and drop a comment below. I want to know where your dog sleeps tonight. And if you want to understand why your dog stares at you the way they do, that video is up next. The science behind it is even stranger than you'd expect.